AZ Gamerman over on the PlayStation Network, and Zur is in the tower today. It is December 25th, 2015. It is Christmas. So come on over here. Let's take a look at what he's got. I want to apologize firstly. I didn't make a video last week. I was deathly ill. I had no voice whatsoever. I'm still a little bit scratchy. I may cough a few times. I apologize ahead of time. So let's get into it. First off, he's brought the Armamentarium for the Titans. These are extremely good rolls. I'm talking not high 40s, mid 50s. These are mid 60s on the rolls. These are extremely good rolls. Let's make sure that we say that a third time so you understand. Let's go into what it does. It's the Armamentarium. You get a third, or not a third, but you get an extra grenade. I said third because one of the tactics that people use when using the Armamentarium is that what they'll do is they'll run a Defender Titan, and they'll run high intellect so they can pop their bubble as much as possible, and you get another free grenade. And they run suppression grenades, and it is affectionately known as the fun police. When one of these guys shows up and he's got this build on, he is throwing sticky grenades, magnetic grenades, that can suppress your powers and essentially do whatever they want because they've completely shut your powers down, and you can't really do anything because they're in the bubble. And it is a pain in the ass, and they know it, and that's why they're called the fun police. So something to seriously think about. In this case, you have the ability to carry more special or heavy ammo depending on which one you select. You have void recovery, increased recovery for 5 seconds after taking void splash damage, and extra void armor when using void based subclass. So if you run a defender, not only do you get an extra grenade, but you're also going to be running higher armor on top of the armor and the blessings that you already have. It makes the Titan a true tank. They can take an ass ton of damage. So something to seriously think about. The rolls are extremely good. It might be worth just buying at 280 and infusing up because you really won't find scores that high very often. It may be worth the extra mile of effort to infuse those scores up just to keep the scores. Moving on, Bones of Eo. These are for the hunter. They're a must buy. If you buy anything here today, buy these for your hunter if you have a hunter. If you don't have a hunter, buy them anyway. That way when you get your hunter, you have them. Let's go over the scores. Intellect, discipline, like the scores. These are good scores. 60, 62. Once again, great scores. It's Christmas for Bungie, and they know it, and they're handing things out left and right here. So it upgrades your double jump with an additional jump. Let me explain why that's important. In the raid, the hunters by far and away have the hardest time getting through there because they have to run high agility and an extra weapon that possibly gives them some more agility to make some of the jumps that are necessary to not only get through the raid, but to handle the Oryx portion in many positions, especially if they're running up top trying to play the no-night strat. What this allows you to do is run a high armor, lower agility, because you got that extra jump. You don't need the extra agility anymore, which equates to survivability. So not only do you get movement and survivability, but you, because of those two things, you're more effective in the raid. You're faster. You can get through the raid with no help generally because you don't have to say, okay guys, I can't make that jump. If you're a poor jumper, these are a must-have. If you're a good jumper, this just makes it that much easier. Let's go through the minutia on it once again. We already talked about the scores. Sniper rifle ammo and machine gun ammo. So once again, the perfect roll in my opinion for the raid because it's machine guns and it's sniper rifles that make things happen in there. Void double down, increased agility for 5 seconds after void double kill. Hey, you know what? These are great rolls. These are great perks. Definitely buy it, infuse that sumbitch up, and make it happen. So let's move on. The RAM. I personally don't use the RAM, but I'm going to tell you why you should buy this piece of gear. Firstly, it's not because of the stat roll. The stat roll stinks. 70 even cut in half is going to be 35 on both rolls. it's a shit roll. Let's just be honest. It's a crap roll. You're going to have to re-roll this, but if you don't have the RAM, let me explain why you should get it. First off, you gain increased armor on all Voidwalker, increased armor, and all Voidwalker melees attack trigger lifesteal on hit. So if you're running a high armor build and you're running this, you're even more tough to kill. On top of the fact that when you get your Voidwalker melees, you don't have to spec for lifesteal. It just gives it to you, so you open up another perk in your subclass. This alone turns Warlock melee, Warlocks with Warlock melee into just an unfounded monster. They have the best melee in PvP, in the game, even in PvE. It's the longest reach. I mean, we're talking they've got the Street Fighter 2, 3, 4 Daalism arms. I mean, they can reach out and they can touch you. And to be able to use lifesteal every time you hit something, man, that's just nice. So, once again, even if the score sucks, the perks do not. So, just remember that. It does give you some efficability on the playing field and in PvE and PvP that most other exotics will not allow you to have. And it looks really cool. I'm sorry I don't have my Warlock on right now. I'd show you, but I'm sure you can find them on Google if you need. Let's talk about the minutia. Hands-on and heavy lifting. Okay, so those in itself are going to be nice because you get extra melee from kills on the minions and heavy weapon kills. Invigoration, gain bonus melee energy on orb pickup. I really don't like that third roll, which would be another indication of why I say you should re-roll it. I really generally like health on orb pickup. So between the stat and that final perk, definitely re-roll this if you do pick it up. If you don't have it, buy it because it's a really nice helmet to have. Moving on, Mida Multi-Tool. What can be said? It is sexy. It is sleek. It does its job well. It is by far and away probably one of the top 5 guns in Destiny. It was in year 1. It is in year 2. Everybody in PvE and PvP love this gun. It is a sweetheart. It is a darling, and you should run it if you get a chance to. If nothing else, just run it for a week just to get a feel for it. If you don't like it, put it away. You can always say you had the experience. So let's go over what it does. The weapon, it boosts your movement speed, and it says fires on a hair trigger. Generally, I don't notice too much of a difference on that, but it has a very higher fire rate than what it tells you, in my opinion. It fires extremely fast. It's got some good scopes for medium to long range distance. You can effectively use it as a pseudo sniper rifle if you are good and effective. But the real perk on this is third eye. Having a Titan or having a Warlock that can see around them, it makes things nice when you're ADSing down the site. You can see around. You have your lightweight quick draw, which means that you could use the way quick draw is meant to be used is you hit them with a sniper shot and immediately switch to your primary to get that other shot in really quick. 1, to conserve sniper rifle ammo, but 2, because sometimes it's just easier to be able to maneuver that primary weapon and get it into position and get that round on target extremely fast. You have Field Scout. This is PvE perk. This is so that when you're sitting there drilling on bosses and ultras, you've got the ammo capacity to continue to lay DPS down at a faster rate. Mida Multi-Tool. This is the one that allows you to move faster on the battlefield. Now, this combined with Radiant Dance Machines on the Hunter, probably one of the fastest builds in Destiny if you run high agility. So you really should think about doing it. And as I said, it's probably one of the best looking guns in Destiny. It is a scout rifle. To be honest, it is extremely reminiscent of the old Crusader 1 in many aspects. And if you know what that was from year 1, it was a new Monarchy scout rifle. Looked extremely nice. I loved it, and it is very reminiscent. Always brings back good memories. Your legacy engram this week is a heavy weapon engram. If you don't have your Galahorn, even if we can't use it like we used to, this is an avenue to go get that thing. It is also an avenue to be able to pick up super good advice if you haven't got that one yet either. So both an effective way of trying to get something that is hard to get right now, or impossible to get because you may not be running year 1 content. it's possible, but if you're not running it, it's kind of out of the taking. This could save you weeks of work trying to get that RNG to come down on your favor. Glass needles, 3. Your 3 of coins are at 5. Your heavy ammo synthesis still at 3. Come on, Bungie, give us 5. And you have green and blue plasma drives for the week. And then you have your material exchange. This has been Zer for the week. This is AZ Gamer Man. I'm on the way out of here. You guys always remember to have fun and don't let the bad man touch you. Take it easy.